Okay, I finally. Okay, let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me first. I don't want to start talking if nobody can hear me. What's poppin'? Brand new whip just hopped in. Ah! Hey. Hello. Hi, Icy. If you can hear me, then I will literally start. Let me know. Let me know, Icy. Yo, Friday? Like, I can't even believe it. What poppin'? Can you hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. Pretty much like whenever the first person that says they can hear me, I will get started. Also, on a side note, I really wish I could play like copywritten music, but I can't, and that's very upsetting. Hold on. Can y'all hear me? Okay, perfect. Okay, perfect. Okay, let's start. First things first, today's title was poppin'. Brand new whip just hopped in. How are you? Like, how are you guys? I don't know. I have no expectations for today's tape. I think I just wanted to chat, honestly. Chat favorites, chat life, chat messiness. You know what I almost named this? I almost named this like what's poppin' and then put like Cardi voice, because like she just won the lawsuit with Tasha K, or Tasha, I believe her name is, or wine with Tasha Wino. Hey Kiana, hey. Oh my gosh, what's poppin'? How are you guys? Like, what, like, wagwan, what wagwan? Listen. You guys are getting me here. You getting me here in the flesh, all right? Like, what's going on? So I think I'm gonna talk me. And as you guys, if you're new here, I love reading comments. So pretty much when people comment, I do read it out loud for us to kind of discuss. So as more and more people, kind of fall in, I will talk about, what's been going on. So one thing that I kind of want to start off by saying is like that Axel Weber video, it has some people in a tizzy, yeah. That video had some people in a slight, uncomfortable, energy, to say the least. Oh, hey. Okay, so I'm going to say hello to everybody. Amazing Tribe. I don't know, like, hi, Happy New Year's. I think you might have bounced, but hey, I saw your comment. Cameron Palm, hey. Kiana, hey. XOXO, Gossip Squirrel, like, hey, girl. Oh my gosh. Kiana said, things are going, well, good up. Like, you listen. New day. Like, so tell me everything that's been on you guys' mind. I think today was supposed to be just like a what's up. But yeah, some people, I don't know, interesting comments on that Axel Weber video. Some that definitely got removed. But otherwise fine. I don't know. And then talking about Euphoria, I'm just like, I'm taking y'all's advice. So the last live that I did, like some of y'all were just like, talk about things you want to talk about. Like, talk about things you actually want to talk about. And so I took you guys' advice. So yeah, slowly but surely, that's, what's going on. Then I mentioned like, Wine with Tasha K and Cardi B, which is very random, but like, I didn't know. I was like reading some of the information that came out from like the court documents. Not that I really care, but I just was like, wow, I don't think you were gonna win that case. So yeah, that's really boring, but I kind of want to get onto, what are things that are going on in your end of the globe? What's going on in your end of the globe? Okay, conspiracy theory time. Okay, Cameron Palm says, new conspiracy theory, Chick-fil-A uses BBL fat in their chicken nuggets. Not the BBL fat. Oh my god. Not the BBL fat. What's been interesting to you guys lately? Like, what has caught your eye lately? I'm trying to think. I've been watching a lot of like dramas lately. It's very strange, but like I've been watching a lot of like K-dramas and also like Chinese dramas lately, or C-dramas lately. And it's been kind of interesting. And I have a question. So like, if you do watch like dramas, or specifically you've seen like a Chinese drama, I don't know if I've just never noticed this in other pieces of work, but like something that I've noticed in some of the shows that I've been watching is that some of the women will, I guess, cross-dress, and I'm putting this in quotation marks. They will quote unquote dress as men, and nobody would suspect otherwise. And it would just happen in multiple shows where women or people who clearly looked like feminine would dress in like guys' clothing and would be perceived as a guy, to the point where I'm now like researching if this is like, is this like just a purely like artistical thing that a lot of Chinese productions, like, is this like done in Chinese film where like we can very much recognize somebody who looks like a woman but is dressing as a man? Is it because like people, is it like, I don't know if it's just a stylistic choice in like Chinese film, or back then there were a lot of women in Chinese society that could just get away with being perceived as men so long as they were wearing men's clothing. That's a question I have. Kiana says, I love Korean dramas. Okay, yeah, y'all are gonna definitely have to recommend me things, because I will be writing that down. And then Kiana also says, the Korean mother-in-laws are always heartless, bro. Listen, you see, I'm of a new generation, yeah. Listen, I try to put my words together. Okay, come on, Q, you can do this. I am of a new generation. I cannot put up with any of the shenanigans. None of these Nollywood, you know, none of these just extravagant, hyperbolic daughter-in-law, mother-in-law relationships. I can't do it. Listen, if I ever get married to a man and like, or anybody like where their mother-in-law comes at me crazy, I would leave or beat her up. But I would probably leave, because I feel like you have to put your family, you have to discuss that with your family, your brethren. I can't do that for you. But yeah, that's always so funny. It's just like, heartless is almost an understatement. It's evil things. Cameron Paul says, I mean, in real life, gender is expressed through clothes. So many thought that might be the reason. Interesting. Listen, Attack on Titan and Peacemaker. Okay, I'm gonna write down Peacemaker because I have not heard of this one. So I don't want to mention any sort of spoilers for Attack on Titan. However, I do have a question. So for those of you that don't know, there's this anime called Attack on Titan. The brief synopsis is that there are attacks from Titans. These big creatures that are like humanoid looking creatures, and they wreak havoc and seemingly eat people. I don't know, like they eat people. So also, speaking of Nollywood, Kiana, before I even read your comment, like, did you hear how people are saying that CW is the new Nollywood? Like, we'll chat about that soon. Don't worry. But yeah, the Attack on Titan part. Attack on Titan, I have a lot of thoughts. Kenroy, tell me, or anybody else who watches Attack on Titan and you come across this live, what are your thoughts around the themes of like comeuppance and like violence? Because like, we know, if you're caught up, you know where we're at with like Eren and his antics. But I think something that comes to mind is like, what would you do? What would you guys do if somebody has harmed you and your family, or like you and your like society? Like, do you feel like you would seek do you feel like you would be seeking retaliation? And this is something that I've been thinking about a lot, because there's something else that I watched, and this other longer video that I'm working on, I don't know, it's gonna take me some time, but the title is called like The Era of Retaliation, and I essentially wanted to talk about this show that I watched called From the New World. And it was just very much like, if all hell broke loose, what would y'all do? Like, if all hell broke loose or somebody had to be held responsible, who is to blame? I don't know. Questions. Kayana says, Nollywood killed me with them cartoon demons. Listen, the weird boxy CGI. Listen, wasn't there, I could have sworn, I think I saw like this one trailer of like Avatar The Last Airbender, like this Nollywood version of like Avatar The Last Airbender, which that whole sentence in of itself, immediate block. That whole comment in of itself, immediate block. I don't even know what I would do if that is true. I'm gonna have to do some research. Apparently Nollywood is like, I think, one of the third or fourth largest film industries in the world. I didn't know that. And also, I think Bollywood is, I don't know, with these new Marvel films, I'm not sure, like, I don't know where, like, Bollywood and Hollywood stand right now, but, like, if Bollywood is still at the top in terms of film industry, like, productions, I don't want to say how, but, like, dang, like, if we're pumping all this rubbish out in Hollywood, like, I can only imagine the amount of volume of, like, works that are coming out of Bollywood. I don't know. I'm yet to see, you know, a lot of works out of Bollywood. Obviously, I'm not Indian, so, but their film industry is, like, syndicated stuff. Kenry Palm says Peacemaker is on HBO Max. Ooh, Peacemaker, HBO Max. Kiana says, whoa, CW. Yeah, like, some people were making jokes on Twitter. You see, how is it possible that I don't have a Twitter, but I know everything going on Twitter? You see, this is the issue. This is the issue that we have in this society. Never paying attention to what you actually have in front of you. But yeah, some people were saying how, like, CW was like, bro, I actually wrote it down because I was going to laugh about it on a live. Hold on. I literally wrote it down. Somebody said, and this is what I was going to title a video. I was literally going to say, where is it? So CW is the Caucasian Nollywood. Yo, yes, that was what somebody said. So CW is the Caucasian Nollywood. You heard it here. You heard it here first, folks. Do y'all watch? Okay. I feel like CW, in terms of what is the last show you guys have watched on the CW? I think the last show that I tried attempting to finish on the CW, which I did not, was The 100. The 100 was the only show out of the Caucasian Nollywood CW productions that I was able to consume on that network. You heard it here first. The CW is the Caucasian Nollywood. I'm not even playing. I'm not even joking. Okay, reading with some more comments. Kenroy Palm says, I think it should be done because either way they'll be... I think retaliation should be done because either way they will be, you know, exiled out of life. Either commit the act now or they will all, you know, be erased due to their usefulness of Titans are ending, and that's the only reason why they're being kept alive. Like, very interesting. Yeah, so what am I understanding? So Kendra, are you saying that in Attack on Titan, like, if these people were to seek retaliation for all the information that they've learned about their lineage, they should do it now? Because pretty much all of these other societies are very advanced, apparently. Like, all of these other people living outside are very advanced, and so, like, you know, you only got this much time before they develop some nuclear weapons. That's actually something that I thought was really funny in some of the recent episodes as well, and I won't spoil it. But something that I guess the comment that I want to make is, like, how fast like technological progress is. Like, it gets, the amount of time it takes to get from point A to B versus point B to C gets smaller and smaller. From C to D gets smaller and smaller. Like, the amount of time it took to develop, like, the first bomb and then develop, like, nuclear weapons, and then, like, that time frame of just developing technology gets shorter and shorter. And so, like, it never ceases to amaze me that, like, dang, like, you thought that they could have used Titans to harm people in society, but they were like, I can do you one better. I can just make a nuclear bomb. I can just, like, drop a bomb out of the sky, and we don't need you guys anymore. Really, really interesting. Oh, wait, let me make sure. Hey, Q. Oh, my gosh. Hey, Diva. Hey. Mwah, mwah. Ah! Okay, let me scroll up. Let me read some comments. Kiana says Hollywood is number one. Bollywood is... Oh, my God. Kiana. Okay, I see. So Hollywood is now the first, like, the top in terms of, like, film industry in the world. Then Bollywood, which is second. And now Nollywood is number 3. Kenry Palm says, I used to watch Bollywood with my grandma, not my actual grandma, and I couldn't understand, but Hollywood is becoming passe, so Bollywood and Korean movies are becoming in. Listen, Kiana, okay, Kiana, this is the thing that I've been thinking about as well. I feel, and this is something that I've been trying to like wrap my head around. This is something that I've been trying to wrap my head around because of the whole, that one live stream that I was going to do, like the curious case of Miss Arigato Grande, like Miss Arianka, Miss Ariani, like Miss Ariana Grande and her very skilled surgeon. Like I'm very serious. If you guys get really good plastic surgery, please recommend. I didn't say I could afford it, but I still want some names, please, just in case I fall into some money. Okay? But yeah, something that I was going to discuss in that video was how I feel like this year we're going to see a lot of just things coming out of the East. And the only reason why I like couldn't quite articulate some of my confusion of all these things and arts coming out of like Korea, and China, well, I'm kind of talking about Korea specifically, is because, and I was talking to Tyra about this, it was because a lot of stuff that are popularized in Korean media, especially like music, and then some things in contemporary like art, it's not from Korea, it's like from Black people. Like some of it is from Black Americans, and now we're seeing like a huge surgence of like artistical references from like West Africa, and it's now West African, or maybe even more specifically like Nigerian culture is now being like exported. It's being forcefully exported to these other countries in the same way that like other Black ethnicities, or I would say majorly Black American culture is being exported, or forcefully exported to be more specific. So yeah, what am I trying to say? I'm saying that some of my confusion when it comes to discussing the sort of stuff coming out of Korea right now is the fact that like it's merely a replication of things that we've already seen here. At least if I have to be specific and somebody made me choose an industry within Korean media right now, I would say music. But in terms of like movies and such, I feel like the whole microeconomics behind film in the United States, and how like there's not a lot of space and room for mid-market film in the United States or in Hollywood anymore, because the big five conglomerates, production houses, like so Paramount, Walt Disney Pictures, Columbia, I think it's like Sony, and one more, I'm forgetting the one more, but like we don't have the space for like mid-market films to just come into the States anymore. Like they're not making it accessible to distribute mid-market or low budget films or independent films, like, but I feel like in Korea they don't have that problem yet, where like they won't allow a mid-market or independent filmmaker to create art. And so like we're seeing some of these ideas that I'm sure people in the United States have, like some person from fucking Idaho has written, some Black kid wrote some story, some script in Chicago. Like of course people probably have some of the same ideas that could be made if they wanted to as an independent filmmaker, but there's no avenue for distribution the way that it was, I think, like maybe 10 years ago. So I feel like we're getting a lot of interesting ideas out of South Korea right now in terms of like movies and film, because like I guess, of course there's probably film conglomerates in Korea right now, but the government, I guess, still has allowed, or gives some concessions or make sure that like different people can make their work and spread it around. This is a side note, but like, I don't know, we can talk about film a little bit more. Let me get to the bottom of these comments so that I'm not talking about things on my mind, and more so what we're discussing as like a family, as a tape. Okay. Yeah, so Kiana, I agree. So Kiana said Hollywood is becoming passe, so Bollywood and Korean movies are becoming in. And I agree with that. Kiana. Karen Palm says, I haven't watched a CW since I was like 11. Kiana says, what does CW stand for? I almost said Cartoon Network, but that's a W and not an M. Wait, network doesn't start with an... I'm so sorry. I'm not sure. I'll search it up. Hi, Diva. Mwah, mwah. Karen Palm says yes, they should do it now, and also the other Eldians who are soldiers in the Marlians are exceptions. They are usually just they're just they just removed. They're just used as weapons. Yeah. Cameron Palm says, this is unrelated, but I saw a video of a popular TikToker saying that they wouldn't get a manager because they feel like it's a pimp relationship. And I was like, I would make my manager so much money. I kind of feel sad for celebs because Lauryn Hill be on their ass. I've been talking about this like behind the scenes. I feel like some managers, I argue with this with like people all the time. I feel like when it comes to talent managers for TikTokers, and I know who you're talking about actually, she's so funny. She's so like she's the moment, you know what I mean? In terms of just references and just laughter and certain quotes that I feel like we know now are from her. I know exactly who you're talking about. I don't know her name. I can't recall her name. But I know exactly who you're talking about. This is my thought on like talent managers for TikTokers. I feel like, and I said this in that one video where I was like, most of you who have managers, most of you should fire your managers. Your managers, a lot of them, I feel like are extremely incompetent, in my opinion. I feel like a lot of managers are very, very incompetent, and I don't even want to get a headache telling all my business about the yes Cameron Palm. She's I know how you girls like to tussle. Yes, the moment. I have a few things to say about this, Cameron. Okay, so the first thing, I feel like a lot of talent should fire their managers because I feel like they're incompetent. I would like to say that I feel like a lot of talent, a lot of creators need help doing administrative work or certain types of work that do not explicitly pertain to making content. So when it comes to like business arrears, when it comes to like operations, when it comes to doing administrative work, doing like communication, PR, coming up with strategy, like I definitely feel like that kind of hole, that like black hole, I don't really think, from my experience like working with creators, like they don't like doing that, to be honest. And some of them are not skilled to do that either. You know what I mean? Some of them are just not skilled to do that either. Oh, you know what we gotta do. Let's whoops, hold on, muffled, hold on, I'm coming. Okay, am I still muffled? Let me know. Okay, or am I? Hi Tyra, hey. Bye Diva. Mwah, mwah. Oh my god, oh, you're so sweet. I'll see you soon. So yeah, let me know if you can hear me. I'll like keep talking until somebody lets me know if I'm still muffled. Okay, so yeah, I feel like a lot of creators, you know, they're skilled in the making of content, in like maybe writing or creative direction or the production side of like their work. However, I feel like when it comes to other facets of, you know, expanding their reach or knowing what to do with their distribution, I feel like that's where like a lot of creators struggle. I also feel like if talent managers I feel like there are a lot of talented talent managers who just, they don't have access to the brands, they don't have access to the companies, and it's a fucking struggle. It's like how labels will say some crazy shit around, retract. It's like how labels will say some really wild rubbish around, we're doing all this work, you owe us millions and millions of dollars, when it's like, if you are part of like the top like 10 labels, or you're a part of a label that's owned by like the top 3 like publishing and distribution companies, they literally control the means of distribution for music. They literally make phone calls and control who gets played on radio. They literally have direct phone calls to top production studios on what music can be used in films. They are literally like top list. This is who we will call first to go for music placements. So what I'm trying to say is that, like, if a creator, TikTok creator, we use TikTok creators as an example. Let's say they're signed to a whaler. I don't want to be I don't want to be like disrespectful, but like maybe not all the talent managers there need to be talented at all. They don't need to be innovative, and they don't need to care, because Whaler literally has direct phone call, like literal numbers, phone numbers and emails to people at Invisalign, to Walmart Corporation, to Unilever, like to, you know, to a lot of CPG stands for consumer packaged goods. So like Glossier, like to L'Oreal, like they have direct phone numbers, like they have direct emails to people at Netflix. They have direct phone numbers and emails to the head of brand creative at a Cash App. Okay, so like they don't need to be good. They just need to maintain their relationships as a huge media talent integrative managed service company. But like if there's a talented talent manager that does not work at Whaler, you know, they don't work at like a Captivate IQ, Influential, etc., like they need these connections, which a lot of them don't have. So it's like you have these good ideas, you know exactly what you're doing, you do care about the talent, you do care about the creator, and you do actually have an invested, like you are invested on what is going to happen to this TikTok creator 1 year from now. And you don't have the monetary support of getting the big brand deals. And it sucks, which is why when I talk to TikTok creators, and if somebody ever sees this, I tell people all the time, like there will probably be a day when I'll take off the email, like when I'll probably have to go back through all of my videos and erase like the email from like, you know, the description box or whatever. But for now, like I'm leaving myself accessible. Like, of course, I don't think I'll be in a position where I will ever feel comfortable doxing myself. Like, who am I really? But yeah, like the email line is open. Like, you know what I mean? Like, let me make you an introduction, or let me make you introductions to people who, if you have enough distribution and you would like to take the risk, like, you know, you want to try other partnerships or different types of ideas outside of brand deals, and you can do it consecutively, because in North America, most creators, like 50% of the revenue that creators get in North America, so United States, half of that money, most of that money comes from brand deals. So I'm not telling you to stop doing brand deals or whatever. I'm just saying that, like, if you want to do this for years, like, you know what I mean, 5 years, 6 years, like, and you're not white, you know what I mean, you're not a part of this hype house machine, you're not a part of this grift machine that you don't have access to. I really do feel like if you're a creator, TikTok creator, you have distribution, you need to try other ideas. Specifically, I think community ideas. I think that that's something that I've been working on, but it's hard. Like, it's hard. I'm not gonna lie, like, there's kind of a lot that I want to say. I'm not gonna lie. When it comes to like talking about TikTok creators and getting talent managers and what's that about, I really do empathize. Because it's like, if you get, okay, for example, the girl that you mentioned in that video of like, oh, I don't want to get a talent manager, I feel like that would be having a pimp. How do I look getting paid a cut of my own talent that I brought? Like, without me, this would never exist. I agree. If she was signed at like a Whaler, then I would say she has a case. If you're working with like an independent talent manager who is literally like parting the waves like Moses, you know that they've signed, like, contracts are also different. You know, I know some talent managers who they are specifically invested on making like a 3 to 5 year plan. And actually, I don't really know any top managed service agency that does this. So if you're a top TikToker, you know, and you're signed to like a Whaler or something like that, you can comment anonymously and we can chat. I'm sure I could like just ask a friend who works there or something. I don't know if they'd want to tell me what's in the contracts, but yeah, I don't know. I have so many thoughts on this, but I'm gonna pause so that I can read the rest of your comment. Cameron Palm says, I honestly think your manager needs to be just as desperate. Okay, this is what I mean. Thank you. This is what I mean. Like, I've worked, and you see, okay, now Cameron, you triggered me. Okay, let me just be honest. Should I be saying this here? You see, this is the age old question. I come on these live streams pretty much like, if you go to the live streams, you probably would be able to find out certain sort of things or hear like juicier information. I probably wouldn't share this. I also don't even know if people would watch this far. So this is a great place for me to share my whole life. Kenroy Palm says this: I honestly think your manager needs to be just as desperate as you to make it. And there needs to be legal recourse if they can't uphold their end, like auditing, deal count, and dates. Listen. I agree. Like, I talk to talent all the time, and I feel like, and I hear, allegedly, let's just start using this word, allegedly, some of these people do not read their contracts. Some of them, they do have auditing clauses. Some of them do not, which I think is problematic, because in that manager video, like, most of you need to fire your talent manager, I literally said how allegedly at the time there was a TikTok creator that probably not, this person it's a white person who's like pretty big on the platform, and like how they were essentially chasing their old management company around like $600,000 that went missing, essentially. And so they were essentially tussling with attorneys and ting, but like, if I ever signed talent, like some of my, compatriots, like some of my colleagues, like they do have auditing clauses. Like, you can audit us 2 times per fiscal cycle, but you have to pay for that shit. I'm not paying for like an accountant to come and scrape our finances. Like, that's all you. But some people have it. And in terms of like, and then the second thing you said around like, they need to be held to legal recourse if they can't uphold their end. That's another thing. Like, I'm not in LA right now, but like, a lot of these talent managers, and it's not just talent managers, it's just people, I feel like, in this hybrid entertainment industry are so full of shit. Like, you don't understand, like, they just lie. I was literally on the call with somebody today, and he made this joke where he was like, yeah, a lot of people, they just like to overpromise and underdeliver. And like, for me, there's no earth that I will ever exist on where I will ever give you a guarantee that we can make you 6 figures. And I feel like the only people who could possibly make a guarantee like that is if they literally control the means of distribution, if they literally control contacts, and they are literally the prime middlemen who work with a Walmart, who work with a Netflix, who work with a Hulu, who work with a Glossier, they work with L'Oreal, they work with Burt's Bees, they work with the people that make Oreos. It's like this, it's like is it palm oil? No, is it palm olive? I'm not sure. It's like they literally have these, in fact, sometimes like Whaler, they would have like package deals with these companies. Or like, for example, Netflix, allegedly, I don't think they do this all the time, but like, they do these campaign deals and they contract it through specific companies at a time. It's like these people are literally getting prime deals. So unless you are a talent, or unless you are a TikTok creator that specifically is signed under this company where they choose to include your name on the roster for grouped campaign deals, I feel like those people are the only ones who could possibly give you a sure guarantee. If I literally have the phone number of the head of brand creative at like Cash App, of course I can make you a guarantee. But I don't. Maybe I don't. So I can't make those sort of guarantees. And so it's like, yeah, like a lot of people, you run into a lot of people, I feel like, in hybrid entertainment who they are so full of shit. They're so full of shit. I said it. They're so full of it. It's babadage. It's rubbish. And so like, if I ever signed a TikTok creator, I feel like, and if you are like an independent talent manager, you should stop giving guarantees. You should stop giving guarantees. In fact, I almost feel like if you meet a talent manager who you know has their eye out for you, but you know you need like an influx of cash of brand deals, something that you should discuss with that person is doing a split talent management deal. Now, I don't know, like I would have to ask like a few friends. I'm sure like some top talent agencies, they don't want to be split. They don't want to have to work with an outside talent manager for you. But like, I have heard, well, fine, I'll say it. So there's this, like, I think his name is Polo IG, this white kid that is a baby daddy at like 20, and he's a deadbeat father, allegedly. I don't know. He was really popular. He was from New York, all of this stuff. I believe he's signed with CAA. He also has a talent like manager agency. Like he has a talent manager in this agency. So they both are, so one is his talent agent, and in Hollywood that's a very specific term. So like when you say talent agent, like as it pertains to maybe opportunities or acting, that's a very specific like term. So talent manager, so Polo Boy has a talent manager and then a talent agent in CAA, and I believe that they both were on the contract. So like when he went to this talent management service company, CAA, like that agent was also on that contract of like, hey, this person is also my talent agent at CAA. So what am I trying to get at here? I'm getting at, like, I feel like if you meet a really talented talent manager who knows what they're doing and they really, really care about the work that you do, and you know that they will have their eyes out and open for you, and they know that they will try and do their best to strategically plan for you as a creator. And I'll just keep using the example of TikTok creator, that I believe that like if you keep running into this issue where you're not able to get brand deals, something that I've even talked to some top performing like TikTok creators about is like, get that person you trust and then go to a whaler and say, I want to sign with you, but the only way that I'm going to sign with you is if you allow this person to still be somebody on my team. Like, this person has to be on my team. They have to be told. So like, it has to be in the contract that you are aware that this person is like my strategic operative manager or something like that. For me personally, I do not really feel comfortable like signing talent. But something that I have been trying to work on was doing community development for creators, and that's a lot of information. But yeah, like I've been trying to work on community development for creators just because I don't want to have to handle doing brand deals anyways. It's such a hellscape, and I feel like as time goes on, the need for middlemen will decrease. I think that there is, software and companies out there that just want to make it accessible for companies to get directly in contact with talent. And so there might be less of a need for all of these weird gatekeepers or these singular companies that just own all of the connections, that make it harder for everybody else. So yeah, like I feel like if you're a creator that wants to do this for maybe a couple of years and you're on TikTok specifically, something that I've been working on is doing community development. I feel like I don't know. Whenever I start talking about community development, I feel like a lot of people don't know what that means. And so I have been working on the diction for that for like months, to be completely honest. But yeah, like look for a revenue source outside of brand deals, because as time goes on, there will be more and more creators who might be more and more talented, or at least fresh and new. Even if you're top performing now, and even if you're top performing tomorrow, there might just be fresh people and fresh faces. And that alone could be how people write you out of campaigns of like, oh no, we want to go with somebody else. So I feel like creators who want to do this long term and they know that they need maybe a lot of their income to come from this, then I do think that, yeah, like you can think of brand deals now, but I would almost say, if I had the choice, if I had the ability to just pluck talent, listen, oh my God. And if they said to me, you don't need to handle my brand deals, somebody else can do that, I would literally just be doing community development. Like, we should make a community, especially if they make excellent work. I think that's it. I think what's killed me is like, some creators, I feel like they don't get it. Like, they want to do this long term, but they don't understand how this works, and like how creators or people get chosen for brand slots, and how companies, they just don't really give a shit. They don't care. They don't care about who you are. Like, you're not special, especially if you're not white. Like, I think that's another thing that there's a video that I didn't post because I think I sounded a little too frantic and maybe angry. But it was about that article that came out about how even in the slot of the top earning TikTokers, there were no, I think, black people on that list. And I just went off on this rant. Because I was like, listen, having worked with some of y'all's faves. Oh God. Oh, Q. What are you about to say here? What are you about to say? Can y'all hold water? Oh my God. Having worked with some of y'all's faves, like, I don't even know how to say this in like the nicest of ways, but some of these like TikTokers. Oh, okay. I'm gonna leave you guys on a cliffhanger. Let me read your comments. Let me read your comments first. Listen. Y'all are gonna help me figure this out today, since we're all chatting. So yeah. Okay, so Kenry Palm says, and so I'm just going to read top down. So I know I've read it before, but I'll read it again. So Kenry Palm says, I honestly think your manager needs to be just as desperate as you to make it. And there needs to be legal recourse if they can't uphand their end, like auditing, deal count, and dates, etc., etc. He then goes on to say, the thing about signing to big agencies and companies is that their roster is so huge that you might be looked over to a degree if you're not super desirable, and you'll be forced to hustle even more. You see, but Karen, but people don't get it. Like, they don't get it. Like, I've talked to certain creators, like 5 million, 6 million, 7 million, like, okay, let me stop, because, the pool, you get higher, the pool of names gets smaller and smaller. All I'm going to say is that, like, I try to explain this to creators, and they're not listening, like, and I don't know what it is, like, and this is what I said earlier around, I feel like a lot of creators are sold like a bill of goods. A lot of people are whispering shit in your ear. I almost would say the most valuable person that you could meet, and oh my God, is this one of those like 48 laws of power? God forbid. But it's like, I feel like people that are serious, that you could maybe use to vet if they know something, is somebody that can say, I'm not gonna guarantee you anything. I can't give you any guarantees. I remember when I told somebody that, they were like, you can't? And I was like, no. And they just got out of a terrible deal with like this one like agency that they were with. And they're like, oh, you can't give me a guarantee? And I was like, is that what the last person said? And he was like, yeah. I was like, oh, yeah, I can't give you any guarantees. Like, nobody should be giving you a guarantee. And if they do, it needs to be in writing. Why is somebody trying to poach you to their agency saying, we'll give you 6 figures? Can you? Is my name literally going to be on 5 campaign slots that you bought in like an annual deal for $100,000 per campaign deal, split amongst like maybe 5 or 4 creators each? No. So 20,000 per like 100,000 slot, and then 6 deals or 5 deals a year. So 20,000 times 5, 2 times 5 is what, 10. So like, are you guaranteeing this? Like, if you were meeting someone that is telling you and selling you all this shit, like, they have to put it in writing. I feel like they should put it in writing. There's no way that I would like, but that's one thing. Many things to say. Oh my God. And yeah, in terms of the hustle thing, that's another thing. I tell creators this all the time, like, the more faces and the more names that come out, God forbid you're mediocre and you're not white, like, you will at some point, you will get on the chopping block. And I use this example all the time, like with Rihanna. I'm like, please remember that Rihanna almost got dropped by her label. In fact, amidst the whole financial issues that were going on with her manager realizing that she wasn't getting support. I don't know the true story. I don't know all the Carfax at the end of the day. Like, there's 2 stories that come out about the whole financial issues that were going on. I don't know. I won't presume. So it's alleged, but like, whatever the case may be, money was used to finance her own projects while she was still under that label. And like, if that is true or not, I'm just going to use that example. I'm not sure if that's true. So this is alleged still, but like, her fighting and her not even knowing that her label was going to drop her, Rihanna, like, she didn't even know like her label was going to chop her off until shit got serious. She noticed money was dwindling. She was trying to finance projects. She was having to work. Rihanna had to work. Do you understand? Like, she's talented. She has an it factor. I don't think she's the best vocalist, but like, Rihanna really had to put in sweat equity. She had to work. Rihanna almost got dropped by her own label. You know what I mean? Like, you're not out of the clear. You're just not. And dare I say, back then, like, if we have to really compare like other white, artists to now, I also feel like white artists back then had to be talented. They have to hold a note on stage. I don't know. I feel like everybody's mediocre. But yeah, in regards to the, responding to that little tidbit, Ken Moore, yeah, like, another thing that I feel like I'm having to talk to creators about is the fact that, like, you say that you dropped out of school for this. So, which we can have a whole conversation around, like, quote unquote employable skills or useful skills versus like highly specialized skills. I don't know. I don't care. But either way, like, are you prepared to be able to to enter the job market / labor force with every other person in like the poor / working class? And if the answer is no, and you know you wanted to do the specific content thing in hybrid entertainment, I feel like if you're mediocre, dead in the water, and you don't want to work hard, that's like automatic cut. If you are somebody who you know your content is not really, you know what I mean, nothing, you know, you knew how to build the audience, you can maintain your audience, that's one thing. And that is a skill. You knowing now how to do that is like what you can use to survive. But like, if you start telling me I want to keep making content and I still want to remain in hybrid entertainment in some fashion in at least 3 years, not even 5 years, because the lifespan for a creator is, I think, around like 6 to 8 months, less than a year. Like, you're hot, like that moment where you're hot, maybe max a year. So if you know that you dropped out of school for this, you know that you're not going to trade school, you didn't go to community college, you don't have any work experience or trade skill experience, then you have to work. You have to work, and it sucks. And I feel like, long story short, I feel like I meet creators who like, they don't want to do that. And I'm like, that's not real then. Unless you're white, unless your first name is Charlie and last name D'Amelio, and unless your fucking daddy knows like the COO of TikTok, allegedly. Unless your daddy was doing golfing in Florida with like some board of directors from North American ByteDance TikTok, then you know you might want to figure that out. So I'm gonna read some more comments. Kenry Palm says, regardless, you got to put in the work, but hopefully I make sense. No, that makes sense. Kenry Palm says, not us connecting on a different level, our brain waves. Tyra said, yikes. Listen, Tyra, listen. Kenry Palm says, all information or statements expressed in this live is strictly alleged and for comedic purposes. None of these statements are meant to be taken true. I also said that statement. So Q also says that statement. And Cameron Palm says, that's why I love NYC. The managers and agencies will literally tell you to your face, we don't think you'll sell, and not waste your time. Like, dead ass. Like, I literally was like, bro, this is not gonna work. And homeboy was shocked. He was like, what? I have this much, and I'm like, listen, you are... God forgive me what I'm about to say. You have a good jawline, and that's great. But you're mediocre, and that's bad. You can't also be lazy. That's worse. So I'll keep reading comments. I have a lot of stories. Yeah, let me keep reading comments. Our brainwaves, all intervening. Yes, LOL. Yeah. Karen Powell says there are exclusivity clauses in a lot of these major talent firms. Yeah, it's like, it's so funny how, like, if you are somebody that you're a creator, you don't have a lot of access to resources, and you're smaller, you can't even take your strategic team with you. It's like you have to drop some of these people who got you to be learned and who got you, media training, people who, it's not even just media training. There's a word that I'm looking for, like, like, I'll just use music artists as an example. Not Rockefeller. Oh my God. The name of the label that Michael Jackson was on before he left, like that, and it's huge. I'm just like, the name is escaping me. It's huge. We all know the name of this label. But like, they literally trained artists. They literally were cultivating artists. They were literally managing and doing like artist and repertoire. You know what I mean? And sometimes, like, when I talk to friends in like this hybrid entertainment TikToker or like YouTuber, content creator, or like just creator space, I use that word. Like, I can help develop you. Like, I feel like it sucks that people who can help develop you and think strategically for you, you will be asked to remove them from your team if you try to go for like a whaler. And like you said, Cameron, in the past, like in the comment previously, like, you're just a minute name on a roster. So if you need someone to be thinking about what's going to happen to you in 2 years from now, 3 years from now, they're probably not the person. But because you have an exclusivity deal, and because sometimes the only friends that you want to keep around you are people who like to flex God, Gulf the Floor, and how they in the fucking Sky Lounge of Delta, and God knows what else. Like, you're not paying attention to anybody who I feel like has legitimate work, but maybe they're just, I don't know, they're not really flashy, I guess, which is sad. I don't know. Cameron Palm says geographic. Okay, let me read your comment. There are exclusivity clauses in a lot of these major talent firms, as well in modeling, at least especially in specific geographic locations and markets. Exactly. Tyro said, I listen, the stories that I feel like, listen, some of y'all's faves, like, some of them are a little delusional. Amazing Tribe says, oh my gosh, Happy New Year's, beautiful lady. Not sure if you shouted me out earlier in your live. Yes, I did. Mwah, mwah. Thank you so much. Camera Palm said, double eye emoji. Listen. Camera Palm said, this is why they won't make it, because they aren't smart. Like, Tyra Rose said, okay, quick maps. Like, listen, and this is the thing. I have been asking my friends, I'm like, listen, if there is a place where I can meet like the head of brand creative of just a lot of these CPG companies, or like streaming platforms, or just companies, or even like SMBs, even if it's like a small, medium business, like, tell me what conference I have to go to and I'll go. Because like, what I would like to do if I signed TikTok talent right now is just go ahead and broker an annual deal. Let's just do 4 deals this year. Let's broker it with 4 clients. Let's do about maybe 50 to 80,000 per deal. Or maybe even like 40,000 per deal. That's enough. You know what I mean? Like, that's enough. Like, you know, 50,000 per deal. We have maybe 4 deals. That's enough. 200,000, you give your agent, you know, the standard rate or whatever you bargained, which I think the max that I have ever seen is like, Jesus Christ, 35%. I didn't even, I would just say 20%. We'll just use, 20%. Like, that's enough money for you. Like, just on the brand deal front. That's what I would love to do. I would love to meet the person. I don't even want to mention his name, but like, there are a few people that I'm thinking of that maybe like at a Cash App or like certain companies where I'm just like, if I just knew who you were, I would just rather broker the deal myself. Something I will say though, like in terms of creators not needing like talent managers, I think where help could also come in, if you're still debating on whether or not you should get one, is the filtration system. And also the fact that like some talent managers, they know like market, like if they are in marketing and they have industry experience, or I just mean skills, they have the skill of product marketing under their belt and performance marketing, they should know when somebody says, oh, we want you to do an exclusivity deal or exclusivity distribution, there is, or like, oh, we want to use your content for ad copy. That shit is expensive. And like creators don't even know that they are supposed to charge for that. They don't know that they're supposed to account for a price for that. And that there is in fact an industry standard for asking a creator to use their videos in ads that they use before they go to like Google, they go to Facebook, pay for an ad, use your video. And now because all of these people are seeing your popular face, they're like, oh my God, we're gonna buy this on steroids. Like, people don't know that there's an industry standard attached to that. Motown Records, thank you so much. Motown Records had artists and repertoire. Listen to me. Motown Records had artists and repertoire. All of them got trained. All of them were developed. All of them, from media training to, honestly, I would almost say other sections of the arts. Like, some of them got acting lessons. Some of them got singing lessons or vocal lessons, even if it was just for projection of voice, for just speaking. And you talk to a talent manager about what that is about, for like TikTok managers, and they have no clue what the fuck you're talking about. You have talent. You have some of your faves that don't show up to meetings, and it's the gag is this, and this is what I said about like this idea of being flashy, or like the only people you want to meet that aren't your managers at Whaler are people who are flexing. Oh my God, I'm literally Gen Z, you guys. Like, I'm like early 20s. I'm not 19. Like, I'm literally 21. Like, but like, they're showing off a life that could be manufactured. I don't care what it is you're showing, but the fact that the only people you are vetting as legitimate people are people who may or may not be renting goods and use their company card to accrue Delta points to get in the Sky Lounge. But there are people in industry, all across industry, all the way up to like C-suite, you know, that they have experience and they have skills, but they're not on Instagram, like, you know what I mean? They're not showing things that they have, I guess, or like the car that they drive. And I get the feeling sometimes that like creators will vet who they want to keep around them or discuss strategy with as a creator with only people who will claim they know these people and know that person and drive this car and go to Nobu. And it's very strange. Like, it's very, very strange. It's very weird. I don't know. I feel like we don't, I don't know. I'll just keep my mouth shut. Let me keep my mouth shut. That's why Rihanna was doing an album every year, Cameron Palm says. Yeah, like throughout the trials and tribulations that Rihanna has gone through, and honestly I would say like she's made her work, you know, she's made pieces of good art. I do think, especially her last album, I think was very, very well done. And other well done pieces that she's done. I think she was doing, back to back. Rihanna did like 7 albums, 7 years or 6. It was like 6 or 7 years, or it's like 5 to 7 years of back to back, like 5 to 7 albums that she was doing. Partially to get out of her contract. Partially to get out of that contract because, you know, the contracts are just till death. They're, you know, these Bud Light, I call them Buzz Lightyear contracts, like to infinity and beyond, you know? Juicy goes, yeah, like, Amazing Tribe says, Raised by Wolves series on HBO Max. Ooh, okay. Oh, I think I saw like a season 2 trailer for that. Okay, Walking Dead series, Naomi series, and Super CW Network, Batwoman series, etc. are my favorite. I miss Black Nightwing. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'll write 3 of these down. I haven't watched 3 of these. I'll write that down. So Peacemaker, Kenroy Palm recommended Peacemaker. Yeah, if you guys have any shows or anime or Korean drama or Chinese drama recommendations, please let me know because I'm writing them down. Tyra Rose says a lot of influencers are about to be in a world of hurt when their aesthetics and or looks start to fade. Do a trick to a flip. Listen, on a split. Let me stop. Oh gosh. Marketing team, listen. Karen Palm says Motown Records. Amazing Tribe says Motown. Yes, like Karen Palm says, and the big time is that a lot of these people don't build a fan base. Oh, Cameroy. Don't get me started. I swear, like, I try. Yes, this is definitely a brainwaves conversation. Like, I literally try to break this down to people, and they look at me like I am crazy. They look at me like I am, like, mumbling and, like, bumbling and fumbling. And I'm like, no, you don't understand. You don't own your audience. Even though you know some of your audience to know what sort of content you need to do to perform on the platform, you don't have enough user research to guarantee and point out in the crowd of 100,000, 50,000, 5 million, 10 million to say, these are who my stands are. And if you do know who these people are, I truly feel like there should be maybe separate spaces or at least a way for you to collect that sort of information for yourself. Cameron Palm says there needs to be people who are making fan cams. Listen, do I tell you about this project I'm working on? Not yet. It's kind of weird. Like, I think funny. I feel like my tapes is like my safe space because I feel like it's a place where I can be laissez-faire, you know what I mean? And just chit and like chat the shit, you know? And it's kind of ironic where like sometimes I'll see some of my projects like, I don't know, in a commercial or something, or like, I don't know, somewhere where it's accessible and like people know exactly like what it is, and I just kind of like sit back and watch, you know, like I kind of sit back, listen, these people are, what's going on, like, who's this person? Okay. Amazing Tribe says you fight for the people who were on your team that got you to the spotlight. If it ain't broke, don't try to fix it too much. Like, you know, like I'm not saying I'm definitely I definitely think that it's okay to understand that what got you from point A to B is not what you need to do to get from point B to C. I understand and I empathize. But I definitely think that a lot of these people aren't getting from point A to C. Like, they're not there yet, I guess, to be dropping like strategic partners. Like, if you came to me personally and told me, like, as somebody who went viral on TikTok, like, and you've been viral and you're hot right now, like, hey, I need a strategic partner who can think about my shit for like 2 years down the line, which is like huge. Like I said, the lifespan of a creator on TikTok is like 6 to 8 months in terms of like popularity and like how long you're gonna be like on the rise. Maybe max a year. But if you're trying to plan for like something or a future where you can remain in this kind of space of creation in this way, and make a living, then you do need, I think, a community developer, like somebody who can develop your community, somebody who can pay attention to this user research and details. Let me read some more of your comments. I'm going to pause so that I can read all of your comments, actually. Yeah, so I agree with you, Amazing Tribe. Like, very rarely would I feel like in the beginning, as long as someone's not trying to steal you, if someone didn't steal your money, you know, these situations, like, of course, drop people who are useless, you know what I mean? Like, if they're not doing their end of the deal, they're lying to you, whatever, you know what I mean? But I mean, if there's somebody that did great work on your team, I feel like you got to be careful. And I feel like it's ironic almost how, like, these exclusivity deals sometimes necessitate you removing strategic partners, because it's like that's another reason why a lot of like music artists still retain some of their talent managers, even if they have an agent. Like, even if they go to a CAA or something like that, they still retain a talent manager who can step in and say like no, or like they still have a talent manager who, even if the artist signed to a label, the talent manager can be like, no, this is not gonna work. Like Vince Staples, his manager is a genius. Like he did amazing artists and repertoire. Like, Vince Staples has made some excellent work, I think. I think Vince Staples is kind of like an example of somebody where, like, I look at their manager and I'm like, okay, he knows the right people, he's skilled, he's trained, like, he knows exactly what he's doing, and he can also step in on like the artist and repertoire of like, no, you need to go back to the drawing board, you need to go back to the production studio and like rework this. So yeah, let's scroll. Kenrick Palm says, also, signing with smaller places, you're more likely to compromise a good chunk of their income. These bigger places, you'll maybe make less than 5%, if that. Yeah, that's another thing. Like, I don't know how to explain to people where it's like, dang, like, you should have gotten like an auditing clause. And like some things, like the manner of their business is not so that you can look into all of their finances. But yeah, like, it's kind of interesting how like you have the creators and you can just broker all sorts of deals, like all sorts of back end deals that like God only knows if that shit will ever reach you, you know what I mean? Like, it's wild. Like, a whaler, that's what I said, like, whaler literally controls, like, and they're not like an evil mastermind, but like they literally control a lot of the distribution. They make a lot of money, okay? And if you have to ask where, like, okay, I think they made like 30 mil or something like that, or like 30 to 50 mil or something like that. Like, I don't know. I would love to see their books. I don't know. Like, some of that money obviously is going in, you know, like, of course, like, they have the clause, but like I said, there's a lot of different types of deals and business arrangements that you can do with companies when you have that type of talent on a roster. You could literally be on a phone call with like a lot of people. It's interesting. It's interesting. Cameron Palm says, like, in 2022, for you to be making bad deals is just ridiculous because there's just so many sources to learn from. Yeah. A part of me wonders if I want to, like, oh God, not blueprint videos again. Like, oh my God. Parts of me wonder if I want to make, or like just talk about it. Like, sometimes I do want to give people tips. Like, I really do want to spread information. I don't know. Questions I ask myself is like, does anybody care? Like, will this even reach the right person? Should I just be sending a text message? Like, is that what this is? Do I talk about bad deals that people make where like the videos get a lot of views where like the person I'm talking about finally like they finally see the video and they listen. Like, I don't know. I've debated, like, that's why that video about black creators, like, listen, this is what you need to do. This is what y'all need to do. I sounded really heated in that video because it was right after I filmed the Axel Weber one, and I was not happy when I filmed that Axel Weber one. I was more so like, it was exactly the title. It's like, so what? Like, so what, this mediocre boy didn't get the opportunity? Like, who gives a fuck? Like, he's not talented. He has no portfolio. He's not talented. He's mediocre. Mediocre. Like, what else is there to say? But yeah, like, I wanted to release that video, but I don't know. I just want to know the most effective way. You know, I'm not in the business of convincing people, you know? Like, I'm not in the business of convincing people. Sometimes I really do wish there was a way for me to, like, pull people aside while being compliant. And I actually feel like this is probably one of the few ways that I can do it without having too much of a spotlight on me. But I wonder if it would reach the right people. You know, I wonder. I mean, I don't care about, like, low views or anything. It's just something I think about, I guess. I just want you to see it. Like, will you listen? Like, will you care? Like, do you care? Like, should I care? I don't know. Yeah, I feel like there are a lot of sources to learn from. Yeah, I feel like a lot of people will, you know, if you pay attention close enough. And I think kind of what it is about, like, paying attention and, like, don't do bad deals. It's like, it comes back to what I said about being skilled in certain things and not in others. Like, my job necessitates that I have to look at, like, data and research and work before anything is executed upon. And, like, some creators, it's just not in their purview. It's just not their job. It's like, yeah, like, it's just not in their skill sets. And so, like, to be able to do everything, there are very few people who I feel like will be able to do that, which is why I feel like if you have a talent manager, they should be able to be competent and look at industry research and market research on your behalf. Like, I feel like there should be a way for you to, I wish there were more accessible ways that, like, disseminated information can get into your hands. And I'm not sure if it will. I don't know. Cameron Palm says Motown had them working and developing. That's why everyone was so good. And all essentially became major stars like Ken Roy. Listen. Amazing Tribe says, look at the lame current state of the WWE, releasing, firing excellent wrestler talent and staff due to budget cuts. WWE and Disney Plus have brokered a streaming deal for India, even though WWE Network is available. WWE set to possibly being purchased by Disney Plus. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, NBC. Oh wow, I didn't know that. Cameron Palm said, I think you should actually watch Euphoria. Oh, so you watched the end where I mentioned that? Oh, where I said the ultimate gag, where I had read some of the scripts but hadn't watched all of the shows, all of it. I should. I was literally talking to a friend. I guess I'll say it here, like, but yeah, like, she, you know, she's from Ypsi, Michigan, and, like, you know, her high school was fucking wild. Like, she watched the show and she's like, oh yeah, this is, like, the only difference between Euphoria and, like, her life in that in the show is that, like, in real life, like, in her real life, like, more people died, and, like, in fact, wilder shit happened, to be honest. I will. Bro, like, when I tell you, if I was placed into some of these agencies, I would look like a plant because the growth would be tremendous. Like, and none of these are things that are exclusive to me. Just read or think. Yeah. Tyro said, Q, I low-key feel like you live a double life. It's giving Hannah Montana. Hey, listen, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I've kind of, like, I don't know. Okay, sometimes some people do say this. Like, in my real life, some people do make comments around, like, oh, I don't really know you like that, and I'm like, dang. I think, you know what it is, and obviously I won't be able to answer, like, specific questions here, but, like, with some of the people I know, like, in my non-automaton form, I think, like, my biggest grievance when people say, like, they don't know me, or, like, they feel like there's almost like a huge omission of my life. Like, I did not know that. I'm like, because you didn't ask. I don't know. I don't like talking about myself. It makes me nervous because it's just like, I feel like people don't ask, you know. However, I don't know if I'll be able to answer that questions here. Q, I feel like you low-key live a double life. Yeah, as of like 4 months ago. Yeah. Like, as of, like, it just keeps getting like stranger and stranger. That's what I'll say. Like, the past like 14 months have been very strange. Yeah, strange is a good word. Very, very strange. Very, very odd. I like, not in an ominous way, like not in a bad way, but just in a like, is this happening like for real? Or Amazing Tribe says, watch the Harder They Fall series. Ooh, okay. Carrie Palm says, heavy on Hannah. She's probably talking to Beyonce. LOL. Heavy on Hannah. I'm dead. Could you imagine? Sometimes like, sometimes I'll just, oh God, Q. Stop. Like, don't do it. Cameron Palm says no, like she probably directed the new album, like, let's change the hair. Cameron Palm said we need some black bangs. Amazing Tribe said based on a true story. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, like, let me put a star next to that. Thank you guys for all of these recommendations. Karen Palm says, okay, Q, what's one of your major advice for black people in the industry or trying to break into it? And, oh, no. I'm not. Oh, God. No. No. Zendaya's sweet, though. No, but I'm not Zendaya. No. Z, she's cool, though. She's cool. She works a lot. Yeah, she works a lot. I don't know her like that. She about to watch this live, like, girl, I don't know you like that. Stop. No, I'm not Zendaya. Okay, so I'm going to answer. Okay, so 2 questions. Kenray Palm asks, what's your one major advice for black people in the industry or trying to break into it? Kenray Palm says, what do you think the industry will look like as the pandemic progresses? I would say it depends on industry. If you're an artist, what industry, which one? Like artist, like a musical artist, an actor, a writer? I can give you more specific advice. Oh my God, what advice can I give in this economy? Or maybe I could be a little bit more specific in what I can say. If you want, I can answer the question more specifically. But yeah, I'll let you get that to me. Let me answer your second question. What do you think the industry will look like as the pandemic progresses? In regards to like hybrid entertainment, I feel like as time goes on, I feel like we're just gonna see more and more people creating work. You know what I mean? I feel like there are very talented people who are going to continue let's see. I feel like there are more and more people that will come out, you know what I mean? There's a lot of people making good work, and I think that that's what people don't get. Like, funnily enough, as an economy, I think that the resources for artists, for art, like in as a whole, so for like music, for film, for writing, I feel like it has decreased. I feel like there's actually there's less resources for people to even get work done if they want to make that leap from just coming up with these ideas to getting funding and to maybe even, you know, producing or directing or writing for or being in an independent project. And so something that I really wish for, and this is kind of something that I also wanted to talk about earlier on around like the Kayana, she was mentioning something about like Korean movies and films are all the hype, like, you know what I mean, like that is what we're watching a lot of, and they're presenting very interesting ideas that like for some reason we're not able to get here. I feel as though there's not a lot of resources for this art to be made, and so it's pretty much your proximity to privilege and wealth will be what could help you get art made. And it's really sad. I actually feel like the government, and I'm not the only one who has suggested something like this, but I feel like there should somehow be subsidies or kickbacks or write-offs for artistical institutions. Yeah, institutions or places. So, I mean, where do people show art? I mean, there are kickbacks for like museums, maybe like film or theaters. I feel like there should be a way for people to get funding or for it to be subsidized so that so that things can be on a certain level playing field for people to be able to showcase their work. There might be a few movies that if people could afford to go see in their blockbuster films, they could go see in theaters. But I would almost say that a way that I was able to discover a lot of art were through places that were accessible and interesting and had a community feel about them. So like, like a house party, you listen to new music through like house parties. Like, you need to get your work into the hands of people who can distribute your work. Film theaters, which they're kind of apprehensive to distributing independent and mid-market works right now, to be completely honest. So yeah, I would almost say, like, in terms of where do I see the industry moving as the pandemic goes on, I would say that more and more people will come out with ideas in terms of who will be able to be plucked and have have their ideas developed into something that would be widely spread available. Will probably come down to, unless you're exceptionally talented and you met with the right person at the right time, your video went viral, somebody's production studio saw it, or you have some rich friends, like, I don't know. So I would say, you know what? I was on Ryan Finn's live and I kind of asked her this. Not this, but I was like, what are your thoughts on if you don't have distribution, essentially? You don't have a big platform or not. And you know what she told me? Oh my gosh, she told Tate. She told me as Q. And she was like, she said, you need to make work. You need to make work. You have to make work. You need to make like work and put it somewhere where people can find it. A portfolio, a website. If you want, like, put it on maybe an Instagram if you must. But put the work somewhere that people can find it. And so that's the only advice that I could possibly give. If you are making something, you don't need to be a social media star, to my understanding, but you do need to make work. So that's something that I'll say. Let me read some more of your comments. Camera pumps up. I don't know. Acting. That's the first thing you said. Oh, acting. Okay. Acting. I would say, yeah. If it were me, I would say definitely train. Like, some of the friends that I know that like do act, like, they train, like, you know what I mean? Like, they practice fundamentals. Something that I would be trying to get in somebody's like work as soon as I possibly could. I don't care if it's independent films. Like, I would quite literally be auditioning. And that's, a lot of artists, they have to work multiple jobs while they look for work. It's kind of sad. Like, I feel like some of the things that I have done to get opportunities, I've literally done everything. Like, I've done like a lot of things in a project that doesn't have to do with the core thing that I really wanted to do. But yeah, like, I'm not trying to say go start your own short film. Like, no, like, it's expensive, it's hard, you have to learn how to do all these things, pre-production, post-production, editing, like all these skills that you somehow have to amass. I would say, like, try as hard as you can to look for projects that you can be a part of as soon as you can. Like, as soon as you can, so that you can build up a portfolio. I know, like, some agents, when it comes to acting, they say, well, yeah, if you have a social media platform, that's something that they look at because they want to sell your popularity. If that is something that you have to do and that's something that your agent tells you, just go ahead and do it. Maybe. I would say work first, like tangibles, or even just make something or ask to be a part of something that can be a part of like your reel, is what I would say has worked with most of the people that I've known to get work in multiple artistic industries. So like producers, even actors, but acting is extremely competitive. I also do feel like, and I've heard this from actors, like, you can be a working actor that's not like a part of the top 12%. It's like either the top 12 or 14%. So like, I do think like you can still be a working actor. You can make 6 figures a year. You just won't be like the most popular person. You know what I mean? Be very ambiguous. You know what I mean? European. Bro, somebody made this joke. Oh my god. Somebody said put on a British accent and say that you went to the Royal Academy. However, there are a lot of British people that did go to the Royal Academy, so like they might be able to be like, nah, I never saw him in a class. Like, I never saw him in class. But yeah, like somebody was even making jokes like, you know, who was that guy who he was married to this woman who like faked that she was from Spain? Italia, what is her name? Italia Hilaria or something, like something like that, where she was lying on this accent, just lying, claimed that she was from Spain and that she spoke Spanish in the Hilaria. And like Baldwin, was it Baldwin that married that woman? Like, you know, come up with an accent, child. Like, girl, you know, go to Brazil, go to Colombia, you know, get an accent. Go to Europe, put on some accents, you know, and lie. And lie with a good portfolio, child. It's insane. You know what I mean? It's insane. Like, I know I have friends who are Black American who like are trained. You know what I mean? They're trained, like, and they've been trained, like they've been doing theater, they've been in works, they have a catalog, they have a reel, they're getting their fucking masters in fine arts, they are skilled, like they are trained, and they have a portfolio of work. And the fact that they would even need to hear some stuff like that around, like, you know, you have to, I guess, appear exotic or not from here is kind of, it's a lot. Okay. Wow. Oh my god, I've been on here for an hour and almost 30. Okay, let me read to the end of the comments. Yeah, Tyra, I agree. Tyra Rose said, the government needs to support artists again like they did a few decades ago. Yeah, like we got a lot of diverse and well-made pieces of work because more people have access to making it. Yeah, like, and that's how I feel. That's why I get so frustrated when I think about like these community projects that I've been trying to do with creators, because like I literally had this one conversation with somebody where I was like, yeah, you're not getting in a pitch room in Netflix unless you know any of these like 5 producers' names. Like, unless you know any of these people and they take you into a pitch meeting, then I feel like anybody telling you that they can pitch you to Netflix is probably, I don't want to say lying, but like, unless they work in the company. But it's just like, you just be surprised at things that people say. I don't know. It's egregious. It's egregious. Wow. When last have I used that word? It's egregious. It's egregious. I feel like, and what was I trying to say about the community thing? Like, there's something, okay, so Tyra said the government needs to support artists again like they did a few decades ago. Now, I don't think this whole community thing can replace literally just being given money by the government. So I actually agree. I still think like whatever the case may be, whatever fantastical ideas I might have, I do believe that like there needs to be an injection of cash. There needs to be an injection of cash. Like, there are still apartments, I think, in New York City where like the reason why some of them are so cheap is because they're artist co-ops that were subsidized by the government. And so they literally get kickbacks just so that they can make sure that an artist doesn't need to pay more than like $1,100 for rent per month or $2,000 per month. It's insane. Karen Palm says, Tyra, they might, since they're warmongering with Russia and China. Yeah, do World War III. Yeah, we're going with World War III. Y'all hear what's going on in Ukraine right now? Like, let me read the comments and then, yeah, we'll discuss that. Tell you like this. I want to be in Black Panther 2, Wakanda Forever, as one of many Black Panthers. Oh my gosh, these emojis. Y'all are funny. Tyra says, my portfolio is the reason I got my job now. Wow. You see, it's kind of, you know what, Tyra? Ditto. The position that I somehow stumbled and fumbled my way into was literally because of some of the work that I was doing for almost like 13 months, and that I was just like, where is this going? Where is this going? I was busting my ass. I was like, when I say cried. I'm not gonna lie, I was working a lot, and I was just like, where is this going, and then I got a call and they're like, oh yeah, I want to hear about what you've been working on here. And I was like, what? There's no way. I was flabbergasted. I'm not gonna lie, I was flabbergasted. So yeah, I agree, Tyre. My portfolio is the reason why I got my job now. Cameron Palm said, and for context, Ryan Finn, if you guys don't know who she is, she's a lot of things. Oh my gosh, she's learned. She's also a fashion designer. So like, I think also her context of answering that question could have come from her experience in the fashion art industry. And maybe even the producer in music industry. I feel like music and fashion is very intertwined. Like that scene in New York City is extremely intertwined. But yeah, she literally was like, you need work. Like you need to produce, you need to make work, and then you just need to show, you need to have it somewhere where people can find or that is accessible. Cameron Palm says the acting thing be very European or racially ambiguous with their casting calls. Yeah, I've seen some of these casting calls recently, and it's like they're just not even, they're like, oh God, like some of these descriptors that they use, Tyra says, I don't know, acting people's be funny acting. Cameron Palm said, me trying to get booked. Yes, he said buena. Like, I will send good vibes your way, my child. ADR said Hilaria Baldwin. Yeah, Hilaria. Listen, when I tell you the scam, that one was right. Like, and I saw some of these videos that like she was doing on like these cookies. She's like, oh, Hilaria, like Baldwin. Yes, I went to Spain and I'm like, you sick, you motherfucker, and when she got caught, Alec Baldwin was literally sitting in camera like, oh, you know, you do things for the people you love. Oh, okay, get out of my face. Oh my God. Yes. So Camroy, become Hilaria. Become Hilaria. Be shameless. Do what is legal, I guess. But I guess be shameless. Maybe. I'm not an actor, so please take what I say with a very big grain of salt. Cameron Palm says a lot of talent don't want to do the small independent roles. And it's funny because like I don't know how this is gonna come off. I know like Zendaya's been mentioned in this live a little bit. I feel like, and we could use her as an example or not, I don't know. But like I feel like a lot of these artists or actors could improve their skill by being in some independent films. But because I guess it's not taken well, or it's viewed like, oh, when you see a big actor in an independent film now, I guess it's seen as like, oh, why are you doing these independent films? And I'm like, that's where they go to practice. That's where they go to refine their craft and really work on their skill. Like, I feel like that's how Robert Pattinson kind of worked on his acting a lot, in my opinion, was doing these independent projects. And which is why I was also frustrated with this Timothy Chevrolet. With Mr. Chevrolet, I was so like, you don't have like the presence to be a lead character. You don't have the presence to be a lead. You're not good. It's not even just presence. Like, you're not good enough. I'm sorry. And I'm talking about Dune. I'm talking about Dune specifically, where I was like, I think this was too early for you. Like, I think you needed to refine your craft a little bit more before you did this, Mr. Chevrolet. And I feel like you would be able to accelerate the progression of your skills in acting if you practice more on maybe something that could be seen as quote unquote lower stakes by being in some independent films. I feel like independent films are amazing ways for people to practice. And honestly, I don't know, maybe it's because I have like a job right now. I'm not sure. But like, that's something I would do. I'm trying like small, not acting, but like in the writing / directing, I'm trying to use this as a space to kind of maybe practice and work on these little ideas, like slowly and surely. What do I want to say here? Like, it's hard to explain because like in my real life, my name is attached to like projects. but like there's certain things that I want to do out of the scope of what I have to do for work, you know, like, yeah. And so what I guess I'm trying to say here is, I don't know what I'm trying to say here. I don't know where I want to go with that. Amazing Tribe said a lot of casting calls be asking for money up front, like scam teas, like want you to pay for them high fees each month or 6 months to promote on these digital websites. Kara Palm says, I'ma ask it. Q, you know Beyonce? You kind of dodged that question. No, I do not know. I do not know B. She's private. She's kind of shy. I don't know her though. I do not know her though. Her team is really tight knit, I will say. Tyra Rose said, I love Ryan Finn. Karen Paul said, I love how said, you see, this is what I'm talking about. Karen Paul was like, I'm gonna ask it to you. You can't dodge the question. Just answer the question. Yes or no. Yes or no. All I need is yes or no. I love that. So the answer is no. I don't know Beyonce. Tyra Rose says, I love Ryan Finn. Like, Cameron Farm said fashion and music are tied bad. Yeah, like it's like goes hand in hand. I feel like the way that people can experience like cloth and architecture and how they come together, and color and texture and how they come together in the clothing that people could wear, as well as music. I don't know. I feel like the scenes are like very, I feel like the fashion scene and the music scene, or the like production or DJ scene is like very, very, you know, tied. Cameron Palm says, I look at the casting calls and I'm like, well, can't apply here. Well, maybe make my curls bigger and show off my fox eyes. Give a biracial feel. Oh, do some brown eyeliner. Make it look like you know, I don't know. Make it look like you're Cleopatra or something. It's like so competitive. I don't even know. Like, I wish I had the answers. Terry Rose says, lying is funny. LOL, I just say whatever. I'm telling you. Mason Trap said, Ilaria Baldwin closes. She's gotten to Spain and store, bought butter cookies. Listen. Just lying. I looked at some of those clips when that whole thing came out, and I was like, this woman is wow. This is wow. Wow. Carrie Palm says, SZA does it, so will I. Listen. Okay. I'm rooting for y'all. Like, I'm rooting for you guys. Cameron Palm says, and is it really lying or adding to the multiverse backstories? I'm blocking you. Oh my god. That is funny. Oh my gosh. Is it really lying or adding to the multiverse backstories? Oh, I'm saving that. Amazing Tramp said the new Dune series of the movies has been epic. Yeah, it's been like, bro, I love some of the visual direction. I'm excited to see where the story goes next. You know something that I noticed in the Dune like movie? I did notice like the casting. I was just like, some of these people shouldn't be here. I don't know how to say this. Like, because I had to confirm, right? I was like, okay, so they are referencing like specific places or like specific like ancestries and ethnicities. Like, some of y'all should not be here. I don't care if it's 10,000 years in the future. Like, I know you don't look like that. Which is why, like, when Zendaya popped up, I was like, oh. Oh my god. Oh, this cat. You know who I really like the casting of in Dune? It was that evil dictator commander guy that was bald and that would float in the air. He was kind of scary. I liked his casting. I really liked his casting. I also liked the casting of Timothy Chevrolet, like his mom in the movie. I really liked her as well. I thought she was a good person to cast. Obviously his father as well, I thought was good to cast as well. Karen Palm said, I see why you say that, but I think he barely made it. Like Dune wasn't bad. Yeah, like ooh, I'm not gonna lie, like I feel like I've just been rewatching like different scenes of that movie. Like, oh, this is really interesting. I feel like there's something about the desert I like these themes around like nature. I think I really liked what they did in the movie with their odes to nature. I don't know. There's something about the desert and I think sand that's like really interesting. I kind of want to show y'all a picture, and it was from Star Wars. I have not watched Star Wars, but like there's something about the photo that I'm like, dang, that like draws me in. It's this one. So it's this photo, the one where he's kind of standing. I'm gonna turn this off. Yeah, there's like something about this photo that I'm just like, this is really cool. I can't put. So enough of that. So let me read some of your comments. More of your comments. So Cameron Palm said, I see why you say that, but I think he barely made it. Like, Dune wasn't bad, and I think he passed. I don't think Dune was meant to be this major independent breakout solo role. To me, at least. I agree. I agree. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like there's something with the movie that drew me in, and I was asking one of my peoples to rewatch it with me, and they were just like, again? I was like, no, you know, I stand like there's some interesting stuff going on. Like, maybe a part of me, I don't know, did I want the movie to be longer? Like just an epic, like just a huge, like long movie. There's something about it that I think looked really beautiful and interesting. Like, interesting. That's like a word that I keep thinking about when I think of Dune, the movie. Carrie Palm says, I think Dune is one of those few movies nowadays that actually look expensive. Thank you. Like, yeah. Amazing Tribe said Batista. Yes. Listen. I really did like some of the casting. There was some of the casting where I like kind of tilted my head, but some of the casting I was like, ooh, I really love this costume design and what you guys did with him. Cameron Palm says, I think a lot of actors were acting amazingly. I agree. Even Mr. Why can't I remember names, child? The guy that just is getting split with Lisa Monet. Why can I not remember names today? Like, we all know who this guy is. Like, he's, I believe, Samoan. Like, what is this guy's name? Like, why can I not remember his name? Like, is it Lisa Bonet? Like, Jason Momoa, thank you. Even Jason Momoa. Like, I really liked his acting in that. I thought there was something believable, I feel like, about the performances going on. You know, there was something believable, I think, about most of the performances that I saw, which is why, like, sometimes when Mr. Chevrolet spoke, I was like, do I believe this? Maybe because of like how unsure it came out. Maybe he kind of seemed it was maybe genuine. I don't know. Karen Paul, I know before you even said it, we're 20 LOL. Yes! Yeah, I literally was thinking to myself, I was like, dang, this guy really does come off as that uncle. You know what I mean? He does come off as that uncle who cares. You know what I mean? And who just wants the best for little Tommy. You know, for little Timmy. Tyro says, I couldn't get into Dune. I don't know. Tell me more. Tell me more. What do you mean? Tell me. Like, because I'm curious where you felt you couldn't get into it. Like, and I wonder if it's like where I felt like I was like, this is breaking my suspense of disbelief. But tell me more, Tyra. Cameron Poem says, I also think Timothy, or, well, his team, is trying to recreate this Listen, but you know the thing, though. Zendaya and I'm not going to say Timothy hasn't worked hard. That's not true. I believe he's been in a lot of, or a few, I think at least 3 different pieces of work. But like Zendaya, I don't know, she's been working. You know what I mean? She's been working. And you know, some critiques that people have with Zendaya is that she needs to be with a better director. You know what I mean? People, I feel like, really want Zendaya to be, they feel like she's not yet there. Like, she's not yet there for a complete lead. You know what I mean? She's not yet there. Like, she needs more practice. Like, she needs more flex with the roles that she's getting. And I actually think that Rue is an actually very interesting role that I think is refining her craft. But some people said that, like, they felt her craft would have been refined more with her role in Rue if Sam Levinson was a better writer, or if he at least had a writing room. And a lot of people seem to agree. Yeah. It's like, and the thing is, like, and to follow, what was I going to say? I was going to say, like, Zendaya's been working. Do you understand? Like, she's been working. You know, Zendaya has been working and working and working. You know what? It comes back to that earlier comment. Peeps! Hi, peeps! Hey! Oh my god! Hi, what are you guys talking about now? What's poppin'? Brand new whip just hopped in. We are literally talking about, we're talking about Dune and the acting industry. We're talking about how Mr. Timothy Chevrolet, is he a good enough actor to be a lead? We were also talking about how actors should be in more, or like maybe top 12% actors should be in more independent films to refine their craft. We were also talking about how, like, some of the casting in Dune was really cool. And how it was really, you know, believable and spot on. But yeah, to read your comment, Kenra Plum, I also think Timothy, or well, his team, is trying to recreate the Zendaya breakthrough they've been developing or building a fan base for on Twitter. I agree. Listen, Timothy Chevrolet, like, listen, they've been cooking some shit up. Like, they are trying. Amazing Tribe said Dave Bautista, aka WWE Bautista, aka Drax from the Guardian of the Galaxy. Oh my god, I love him. I think he's a good actor. I think that guy is a good actor. There's something that I feel like he's able. Ooh. What did I do, child? Okay, I'm back. Battery almost died on my laptop. But yeah, he's like, AKA the menacing big guy from Dune. Yeah, like, I like his acting. I feel like he's dynamic, believable, scary, kind, menacing, and also can be fluffy, you know? Amazing Tribe, legendary actor and activist James Earl Jones was the original Darth Vader in Star Wars. Ooh. Kerry Palm says, but do you think they could carry a 4 to 5 hour film? Yeah. If Zendaya, that's why I'm waiting. I'm like, if this writing is pulling off what I think it's pulling off, then I kind of can't wait to see, like, her performance. I can't wait to see, like, because apparently her character is also a very big character in the story. So I can't wait to see what good writing and a good director can do with Zendaya. Cameron Palm said Jason Momoa, yeah. I'm just like, even Jason Momoa in Dune, I thought was like, wow, okay, this is solid. Cameron Palm said, I think Tommy was meant to be unsure of his skill. Interesting. Like, as in his personality in the film was to come off as very unsure and like, like, you know when you reach out, like the visual image of like a hand reaching out but then holding back before it touches something. I don't know what that adjective, I don't know the adjective for something like that. That's suspicious. I'm dead. Tyro said, I think I just wasn't paying attention enough, or I didn't get the plot. I think Zendaya needs a very challenging role. Thank you. That is what I'm trying to say. And you know that those like threads, reply threads on Twitter. The way I talk about Twitter when I don't have one is a lot. It's a lot. But you know those threads on Twitter where people will say this person or this person? Who do you think? You know how people say like, oh God, this artist can sing this, or no. Jake Gyllenhaal could do Brokeback Mountain, but this actor can't do. You know those kind of comparisons, like you can't do this, but they can. Hashtag they're better than you. Or just those comparisons of like this person or this person in skill. Yeah, like Zendaya needs a challenging role that is well written and well directed. She needs good direction, and I think a good writer, a good script, so that we can so that I and what I'm describing is also just practice. You know what I mean? Like refinement of skill. Like I think that Tyra Rose, whenever she gets that part that is very challenging, very well written, with a good director or good direction to tell a good story, I think that is when we will start to eclipse and finally get like the butterfly known as like Zendaya. Like in terms of us saying, okay, certifiably, like she is really good at her craft. And I think it's okay. Like I think she's a working actress. Like I didn't say she you know, she's doing work right now. She's a hard worker. She does her work. She's not mediocre, you know what I mean? So like I don't think I've said anything. No, I'm rooting for her. Si se puede. Cameron Palm says, my thing with Timmy is every film he's in, he's always replaceable. And that's not to say he's untalented. It's just he's casted with people who have amazing skill and experience. Tyro said something unlike all her other roles. Amazing Tribe said Zendaya should be Gwen Spider. Her character as Root Dune series is amazing. Okay, so yeah, okay. I because I know I haven't read the Dune book, so this is good to hear. Kenray Palm said, sometimes watch Euphoria, I feel like she's almost on the brink of giving an amazing scene. Yeah, it's like you're about to sneeze. Oh my God, what are all these like comparisons? Like, geez, but like you're almost about to sneeze, but you can't. Like that feeling where it's like you're almost about to like, oh my God, is it happening? And it's like, no. And I've heard that, Kenroy, like multiple people have said this, where and also I won't make that comment. I was essentially gonna say like it's hard for people to kind of, I think a lot of people have said this actually, but some people say it's kind of distracting as well, just because it's like Rue is also, or Zendaya is kind of one of the better acted characters on the show, or maybe one of the best actors on this show, and it's like still we need just it's just like, Kendra Poem, what do you feel like she's missing? What do you feel like Zendaya is missing? Like, what do you feel like she needs to work more on? Like, what is it? Like, because I know exactly what you're talking about, where I'm like, am I about to see something? Like, what is it that I'm about to see right now? Like, on the cusp of something. Like, what do you feel like she's on the cusp of? Like, what do you feel like is missing to tip the cup over? Cameron Palm says, Timmy, if you're watching this, ain't free advice because I'm gonna charge you, but you need to go to the BET Awards and do a show. I'm dead. Dare I say, I feel like Timothy Chevrolet needs to be in a Tyler Perry movie. I feel like there are some Tyler Perry movies that were well written and well done. Where am I going with this? Q, where are you going with this? I don't know. I feel like, one, you do need to go to go do something where you can practice, child. You need to be in a work of like hysteria, like something nonsensical, something where you have to be dynamic. That's funny though. Go to the BET Awards and do a show. I'm dead. Mason Char said Dave Bautista character General Scott Ward in Army of the Dead series of movies. Ooh. Cameron Palm said, I think the main reason why Timmy isn't breaking out is because the white Gen Z folks aren't checking for him like they are Tom Holland, and that's his competition. Yeah, Tom Holland. And you see, have y'all noticed, like, first of all, Tom Holland wants to be a house husband. He's not trying to be doing these Spider-Man movies anymore. Unfortunately though, what is it, Phage, the guy at Disney, like at Marvel, like they locked him down for I think like 3 more movies. Like he said he doesn't want to be a Batman at 30 years old. But you know, Phage got him locked in that contract because you know how well Spider-Man did. They said we are never letting you go. But yeah, I feel like, have y'all noticed like Tom Holland, like some of his new projects coming out, like he's literally doing the you see, I don't want to ask you guys for another name. Oh my god. Mission Impossible. God, what is his name? I'm about to search this up. I can't keep being embarrassed like this. Impossible. I feel like I need like a name. I need like a book of names, like a thesaurus when I come in here. What is his name? Tom Cruise. Thank you, Q. Thank you, Q. Okay, Tom Cruise. I feel like some people are saying that he is becoming the next star, like Tom Holland. He's becoming the next star. Like, you know what I mean? Like Nicolas Cage. Like, you know what I mean? Like Tom Cruise. Like, you know, people who have different variations of work and craft and that are syndicated. I feel like his relationship with Zendaya, like, dang, what is it about getting with women who are just on the rise and well liked that really, and black, or have a proximity to blackness? Like, what is that? Because like, I don't want to say people weren't checking for Tom Holland, but like there was something about like when they came out with that relationship of theirs in the car, they were kissing each other, I was like, dang, this white boy this white boy is about to listen. I also think Robert Downey Jr., I think he really does like Tom Holland. Like, I think he likes Tom Holland, and I feel like I don't know, I'm not gonna say like he got his sign off or anything like that. I don't know all of that, but like he seemed to really take a liking to him, and I feel like he will give him advice. You know what I mean? Robert Downey Jr., I think he's out of the game. I think he's like, I'm not doing this shit no more. But I feel like he's passing on some advice onto Tom Holland. And I'm almost positive, if I recall this correctly, he also helped certain members under Marvel renegotiate their money deals, which is also why Kevin had to let him go. Like, we can't keep paying you this much fucking money. Like, they're like, dang, we're giving you a lot of money. I kind of want Iron Man to come back, though. I'm not gonna lie. I think, was he one of my favorite characters? Maybe, at least in their like friend. I don't know, in their franchise, a little bit, yeah. Yeah. So to go back to what Kevin Ray Palm said, I think the main reason why Timothy Chevrolet isn't breaking out is because the white Gen Z folks aren't checking for him like they are Tom Holland, because Tom Holland is his competition. Kevin Ray Palm says, I think she's missing an actual good role and to truly let go, I think she's very much bothered or concerned with image. Yeah. And it's not to say that I need to see her do nudity. I don't know. A lot of actors actually say that they do not like that at all, and in fact, to the point where I don't know, like, if actors say that they don't want to do nudity, like, why is this something that you have to write in then? Like, if most actors and actresses are like, I don't want to do that, then why is it even in your piece? I feel like maybe it should just be removed altogether if so many people don't like it. But yeah, like, what was I trying to say? I don't care. I don't need her. She can retain her nudity club. I don't care. I don't want to see her naked, please. Like, but what I'm trying to say, because, you know, some people I find like maybe misinterpret like what we say when we say like, I need you to let go. I need you to be in something that might be controversial. You know what I mean? Sometimes I worry because I'm like, for women, like, I don't know what that's gonna be. You know what I mean? You know how sometimes these complex, quote unquote, complex stories where like there's a female character, you know, they say they want to have traumatic things happen to her in the form of assault just to prove that they can move the story along. I get it. I get like there's a pause that I have, you know. But yeah, like, in terms of truly letting go of bothered an image, it's like the best maybe comparison maybe I could choose that could be an interesting example is Brokeback Mountain, actually. with Jake Gyllenhaal. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, oh my god, I don't know if I'm trying to think of this one video I watched, but like apparently that was one movie that really like really like took them not to fame, but yeah, like showing a complex story about, you know, two men who had beards and who loved each other and who were gay or like men, I guess. So maybe bi or pan. So yeah, Ken Ray Palm said, I think Zendaya is missing an actual good role, and to truly let go, I think she's very much bothered or concerned with image. Yeah, Zendaya, I feel like she's pristine. I don't know, I feel like in terms of her PR, it's very much like, don't aggravate, don't talk about things. I was actually laughing about this, and like, you know those videos, like those YouTube videos, Vogue 60 questions or whatever. It's like, who are the 3 women you admire? Oh, Beyonce, Michelle Obama, and did she say Rihanna? Like, I'm not sure. So like, and maybe it's like the proximity, I don't know, but I was just like, Michelle Obama, like, jeez. Like, I don't know, the moment, like, there was a way that she said it in the video that I was cackling. I was like, I'm pretty sure there are other names on this list. Maybe Beyonce, like, okay, maybe Beyonce, maybe Rihanna, but like, maybe. I'm sure there's other people. And there was, I think, another question before that where it was like a societal issues question, and it was giving, like, you know, beauty pageant. It was like, we'll say the answer that everybody wants to hear because we will never elaborate or dig into it too much, which is also why sometimes I like that she doesn't do some of these like quote unquote civil activist campaigns, you know, because I'm like, no, like, maybe you'll never be in a position to be upfront and transparent in the way that is needed to talk about these topics, and because you can't or might not be willing to for whatever reason, it might be best for you to stay away from these, you know, campaigns where, you know, they choose like the resident like black biracial person to show up, I guess. Cameron Palm said, oh, wait, no. I'm dead. Peeps High said, I'm gonna search up everything you're talking about right now. I'm so dead. Tyro says, a Tyler Perry movie. Like, listen, Chevrolet. Like, I don't know. If Tyler Perry wanted writing rooms, I would almost say yeah. I think like there are some plays that Tyler Perry has that are excellent though. Like, well done. Like, interesting. I feel like some of the topics or some of the ideas are interesting. Some of the ideas though, I get the feeling, I guess, he has problems with women. I'm not sure. Or black women specifically. Amazing Trout says Zendaya also needs to have a man that's taller and far muscular and weight more than her. I don't know if I understand. Cameron Palm says, like, she's playing a drug addict and I feel like you should give up everything. Well, to me at least. She's good but could be amazing. Oh, Tyra wrote Feige, I think. And then Cameron Palm said Nicolas Cage, and then Tyra said Kevin Feige. I'm gonna look up the pronunciation for his name. But yeah. No, Tyra, you're right. Carrie Palm said, I also think Tom Holland is extremely likable. Yeah, like, you know, yes, a British accent, walking around like a British boy with his mug of like tea. Like, that photo that came out, I'm like, this is such a British thing. Like, this is such like a thing. This is a thing. Like, walking out of your house with like a mug of like coffee or tea is very British. Very, very British. Tyro said, yeah, Tom's a Gemini. LOL. The people are gonna like him without a choice. I'm so dead. Amazing Tribe said, Hollywood actresses know Zendaya can act them out of the water flapping. Still seeing her as innocent Disney girl. She's grown now. Tyro said, my favorite Marvel character is Doctor Strange. Ooh. Karen Palm said, I don't need Zendaya to be new. Just give us a raw scene. Yeah. Thank you. I feel like sometimes, yeah, like, people, you know people love to misinterpret it. Like, I feel like, yeah, when it comes to like women acting on scene and like gritty scenes and raw scenes, you know, you say exactly what you mean and ask for that, and people misinterpret that into like some sort of like I don't know, some sort of Game of Thrones scene where they want some different things to happen to people, and it's like, you can give us a raw these, and I'm not talking, this is not a critique on Zendaya, it's a critique on writing, and like how women sometimes are written. So yeah, I agree. I don't need Zendaya to be nude, just give us a raw scene. I like that. Cameron Palm says, it's kind of funny how we talk development and planning on live, doing what others are paid to do and are failing at. Yeah, it's very frustrating, which is why I'm like, am I a broken clock? That's like my thing about, sometimes do I want to talk about something because I'm like, do I sound crazy? Like, do I sound delirious? Do I sound like I'm going through something? Like you know what I mean? That's why I've just paused. Actually, you know what? Fuck it. Since we're talking about it, I might as well just put the video out. I'll rewatch it just to check if I should probably edit some stuff out. Edit away my rage. Control my rage. But, you know, if nothing else, might as well. Excuse me. Tyro says, nah, I want her to be in something where she expresses so much emotion. A very Oscar bait ass movie. Ooh, interesting. Karen Palm says, like Viola Davis, but you can give her 5 lines and it'll be absolutely amazing. She just lets go. Yeah. Like, I forgot. Oh yeah, I talked about this, and I know we commented under the Juilliard video, but that's a part of my, I don't know, skill. Like, you know what I mean? Like, skill. Like, skilled. And you were not, somebody else had also talked about Viola Davis as well. Like, oh, I think it was DC the Purple Diva. Like, she was talking about her repertoire of work and like the things that she did her bachelor's still. Like, she still had to go back, you know, and train and like, skill. Like, Viola Davis is a genius. I feel this way also about like Regina King. I feel like Regina King is extremely skilled, like very skilled, very, very skilled, like in slightly different ways, but yeah, nonetheless. Okay, I kind of know. Okay, Karen Palm, just to repeat his comment, he said, Karen Palm says, like Viola Davis, but you can give her 5 lines and it will be absolutely amazing. Like, she just lets go. Part of me wants to like watch something of hers. I want to watch something of hers and like get that feeling of like, Amazing Tribe says Zendaya should have been the supporting actress in Lupita Nyong'o's character. Lupita Nyong'o as the main actress in the movie Death on the Nile. Interesting. Tyler Rose said Tyler makes good plays, but his TV productions are trash. Amazing Tribe said Zendaya can become Morticia Adams' icon. Ooh, interesting. Dang, what are all these like bots, child? Amazing Tribe said Tom Holland is an elf drop kicked off a shelf. Is he short? Is he 5'10"? I think. I'm not sure. Cameron Palm says no. I definitely could see Timmy in a Tyler Perry film, like Medea goes to England and her granddaughter dates Timmy, and they have and they have to rescue her from Parliament, but they fall in love. I guess I'm dead. Tyro said Viola Davis is so talented, it's crazy. Yeah, it's like I don't know how to explain, like I don't know how to articulate like how good she is. Tyro, that's a great descriptor almost. Like, she's so talented. It's hard to almost describe in like 1 or 2 adjectives. Like, she's talented, you know? Yeah, she's so cool. Like, agree. Cameron Paul said Regina King got her Oscar with her first nomination. Like, wait, is that show coming back on HBO? Watchmen? Is that coming back at some point? Cameron Palm says we also need to acknowledge that some people are just highly talented. This isn't about Zendaya just in general. Yeah, I agree. Like, so for anybody listening to this, like, it's not, you know, it's not just Z. Like, you know, it's just other people as well. Like, I feel some people are just very, very talented. Very, very, very talented. Karen Palm says, Tyler, if you steal that idea, there will be hell to pay. God. Wow. This was great, y'all. Is it really 8:30? God. This was great. I got to the bottom of the comments. I really, really like this. This is really, really good. This is a solid Friday. I missed y'all. What are you guys looking forward to for next week? What are you guys going to be thinking about this weekend or doing? And after I hear all of you, I will log off. Karen Palm says, Karen Palm says, no, I literally meant high school talented. Oh, wait, let me go back and read that then. Karen Palm said, we also need to acknowledge that some people are just high school talented. This isn't just Zendaya in general. When you say high school talented, do you mean, okay, exactly. Okay, I agree. So like they're good, like if they were in high school, but if they weren't in high school and they had to perform like in more complex work and be seen at a certain caliber, they would just not be seen at that caliber because it's not at that caliber. She's high school talented. I like that. It's like how people say like you're small town pretty, like you're pretty in your small town, but when we think expansive wise of really good work, you're not there. Like you're not bad. You're just, if we had to move you up a shelf, that's not what it is. Which is why, it's funny you say that, Kenra, because now I just think like which is why I feel like I wish work was accessible in the film industry to other actors. Like I truly feel like I could find an actress better than Zendaya. But it's like Zendaya, how old is she? She's like 25, 26. Like I feel like who gets talked about, who's on the rise, that gets these sort of opportunities, that gets this visibility. It's like it sucks because it's like we're here thinking about some of these things, but it's like sometimes I joke about this all the time with my friends. I'm like, if somebody says, oh, this music, it's not good, or oh, they wish they did this with the production, and sometimes we'll joke about how we could go and find one of our cousins in like Michigan or like Tennessee and go to some church somewhere, some choir somewhere, and we could find somebody who sings better than a lot of people and that has more training than a lot of people. Like, and then Karen Palm says, like, you just can't play in the big leagues. Like, you're high school talented, like literally high school talented. Like you can't play in the big leagues. Tom height is like 5'5" or 5'6". Oh, wow. Karen Palm says money. Hopefully new opportunities. Okay. Yes. Snap. Tyra said this weekend I'm doing some decor shopping and catching up on sleep. Yes. Okay, we're gonna have to have a live stream on how like my next apartment. Child. I'm hunkering down with the familia. I have, until I have to move, that will not be happening right now. But when I do my next place, I have always wanted to design an apartment such that it almost looks like a traditional Japanese like tatami room. And if y'all are into like interior design, like if y'all are trying to get into that like architectural conversation, I would love to, because like I have always wanted to do something like this. And it's like, how can you do it with an apartment? What about your deposit? I don't know. Do I have enough money to buy a house? Like, or do I want to buy a house in this economy? Like, are people buying houses in this economy? Like, child. So I feel like there's this quote that is like, living with your parents is the new apartment. Getting an apartment is the new house. Getting a house is like the new, like, you have a lot of money to maintain a house. Like, you know what I mean? You have enough money to maintain a house, to take care of a house, to maybe even rent somewhere else if you wanted to. It's like getting a house is like the new, like, you have a lot of stuff going on, you know? Like, yes, I've always wanted paper slides. Listen, I'm slowly but surely, because I was talking to a friend about it, and they were like, why not? Why not? Like, do it. Just as long as it's maybe rent or floating. And if it's not rent or floating, okay, eat the cost of the deposit. Like, you know, but have a space that you enjoy. And so she was like, yeah, with enough planning, if you plan it out. Like, something that I've always wanted to do is sign a lease somewhere and then have a time period where I don't have to move any boxes into the unit, just so that I can clean, you know, Pine Sol, bleach that shit up when boxes aren't in, you know, the living space or kitchen or something like that. I've always wanted to be able to move into a space where I have like the privilege of like cleaning when nothing's there, which essentially would mean that you would have to have a lease running while you sign another lease. I feel like you have to have money to have a lease that you don't have to move into for like a few weeks. That's like, whoa. I've always wanted to be able to clean an apartment down before any of my boxes enter the unit. And so I can like leisurely take my time placing stuff into the unit. I've never been able to do something like that. But then something else that I've always wanted to be able to do is to just design an apartment such that it looks like it literally looks like somebody is stepping into like a traditional like Japanese tatami room. Like, that is something that I have always wanted to do. And I just don't think like, I think that I would have more access to do that than to somehow buy a house, like, for good, or go to Japan, I guess. Yeah, like, I you know, who's buying a house? Like, a house, like, oh god, a house. So yeah, I'm literally looking for mats. I'm looking for mat manufacturers. Like, if I wanted to lay it down for a certain square footage, I'm like, oh, then do I just buy it in bulk? Like, and a part of me is just like, maybe I should save up for this. Like, I don't know. Maybe I should save up for it. Maybe it should be something where I sign a lease. Like, it can't be like a 12-month lease. It has to be like an 18-month lease or something like that. Something slightly long where you know you're going to be there. You can afford the space. I don't even care if it's like a shoebox, like just a small space, like. But I've always wanted to do something like this. Always. I'm like, where do I do so? Is it on wood flooring? Because if I'm covering part of it, or if I'm building like a platform slightly off the floor, like, should it be a loft? Like, should it be where like the floor is concrete? Like, how should I do this? So something I've also wanted to do is, like, if you get an apartment, to get the floor plan and then have somebody lay it out. Like, I've wanted to do that. I've wanted to do something like this. Like, I'm not, you know, I can't use the CAD software that architects use. They don't use like AutoCAD. They use something else. But like, do I need to do it in Sims? Do people, can I contract somebody to go to Sims and design this for me using the square footage and layout? Like, because I this is something I think I want to do. I'm prepared to like separate like some money to do something like this. Let me read some of y'all's comments. So yeah, so Tyra Rose, she will be working on decor shopping and catching up on sleep. Mason Char said, I'm looking forward to the WWE Royal Rumble. You know, like, I used to watch a lot of WWE, but then my mom, she wasn't too happy. She wasn't too happy, and she banned me from watching WWE. It was kind of hilarious. I'm not gonna lie. I remember, like, I used to watch it. I thought it was so fun. WWE. And my mom, I swear, I said that one day. I was like, WWE. And she just, I could just see, you know, you could just see the eye, like, just twitch, just crack. And she was like, no more. You are not allowed to watch WWE. That was, I still remember how I got banned from watching WWE. It's kind of hilarious. So yeah, have fun. Have fun. Karen Fong says, I actually think Zendaya is an unpolished diamond. Ooh, Karen Palm said, like, maybe she needs to go to Yale and study. Maybe she needs to go to Juilliard. Like, yo, Karen, you see, but if I said, you see, of all the people that we could be asking to go to a conservatory and train with highly specialized people, bro, let me not get onto that ruffian Let me not get into that ruffian. But yeah, like maybe she needs to go to a conservatory. Like maybe she needs to train. Like maybe she needs to train some more. I wonder how that would affect her career. Is Yale's like program, or just like an acting program, or even if it's should it be like an MFA, or should it just be like a 4-year program? But if so, whatever the answer is, I'm wondering like how could something like that affect I guess her ability. How could something like that affect, I guess, her ability to act in the future? I don't think it's, I mean, I know there's ageism with women, but you know but to, Kenroy's comment, like an unpolished diamond, like, does she need to go somewhere? Like, where do you gotta go to do this sort of stuff? Like, where do you have to go to become refined? To refine. It's like the scenes in those like movies where the samurai is like going to the mountain, or like Teen Titan. It doesn't even need to be a samurai movie. Like Teen Titan, when like Robin, he went to go train in like the mountain, and then he came down from the mountain, and by the time he came down from this mountain, child, he was ready. Then he came down from the mountain. He was ready. Like, we'll have another live talking about this, but like, if school did not cost anything, I feel like I'd be in school right now. Like, I'd be getting a PhD. Like, if school was free, I feel like I would be learning like so many things. If I didn't have to pay rent and school was free, I feel like I would be learning. I don't know how to explain. I would learn how to write. I would learn how to screenwrite. I would do a project or two directing. I would... Do I want to say what my major was? No. I mean, I don't know. I would get like... I would want to maybe write some research papers in like math or like power engineering. I'd want to like make a project. I'd want to maybe get a PhD or two. You know what I wish I could do? I wish I could pause time. I wish I could dilate time. I wish I could make it such that like I can like pause like a second, and in that pause is a span of like 7 years where I'm not aging and I'm just like learning all of these things. I wish I could do something like that. Carrie Palm, but it isn't just about talent. You have to look like a model. Yeah, it's not just about talent. It's all these other things, all these other stuff. You should create a club, a hub. Oh no, I'm not qualified for that. I don't have the connections necessary, I feel like, to be useful for like multiple people. Tyro said, I know what you mean. I've always been obsessed with paper sliding doors. Like, twinning. I'm into interior and exterior designing. That's so cool. Okay, once I get to the bottom of this, I will let y'all go. Don't worry. Tyra said, I don't see buying a house for another 10 years. Tyra said, I clean my place before I move my stuff in because I have no stuff yet. LOL. Mosey Try said, actually, renting to possibly buying is the best option if you're not building your ultimate dream home from scratch. Ooh. Oh, wow. And then Tyro said, yes, design your place in The Sims. LOL. Yo, I don't even have Sims, but like, okay, as a time, and maybe it could just be like a fun thing, a fun exercise. Maybe I'll look at an apartment like that I like the layout, and then I'll like, I don't know, I'll work with someone who's into The Sims, and like ask them to like speed run a video of them like designing with the layout that I wanted, and get some mods in there. Ciao. Get some mods in there. Amazing Trap said, marble floors are the best. Mahogany panel floors. Carrie Palm LMFAO. Yo, Julie. I'm dead. Okay, so thank you so much for watching a live tape. My name is Q. This has been another one of my tapes, and it has been so fun. so fun chit chat patty whacking with all of you. Please take some time to rest up, rest easy, have fun, eat food, and get some sleep. And I will see you guys later. Ciao, ciao.